Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go. Nasdaq live, baby. So it looks like we got 200 contracts knocked out here cumulatively over the 15-minute period. There was 376 contracts knocked out just there as that 15-minute closed 4 minutes ago.
Fatality.
And that's the name of the game, Liquidity Grabbers Extreme, as it goes back into this 200 level of the retrace down into this candle of this hourly candle up here on the left hand side. Let's go see what is lurking inside that candle that we're coming back to get. So there were some buyers back here in this candle. We can actually see the contracts and where they bought them. What is this little neat little footprint chart, you say? Well, this is ATAS. You can click the link in the description, get a free 14-day trial to see if you like it. You can see all the contracts in this candle that we're reclaiming. This is the essence of a fair value gap recovery right here. So these 413, 467, and 298 contracts, we all reclaimed all those buyers that were in those candles. They could have been liquidated shorts as they surged up here, but they could have been buyers, so they're recovering the gap to make sure. And that's what a fair value recovery gap is about. And then you have this recovery as somebody is forced to close or cover. Okay, so we'll just leave this candle open here and see what's going on. Just observing, getting a little bit of a bounce here. A few hundred contracts entering for buyers again. Let's go into Momentum Master and see what's going on. You're getting some bullish divergence on the 30-second, also cascading from the 1-minute chart. Are we going to see a little bit of a bounce-a-roo into the short liquidity? Let's go ahead and hide 𝗥𝗲𝗃 really quickly. And you're seeing a little bit of a bounce up to this little hesitation candle of the Renko up here at 212 perhaps. Shout out to everyone stopping on in and saying what's up. We're just observing at the 24-minute mark to open. Already getting a massive drop to the downside. And to reiterate where we had the perspective yesterday, let's just get out of our oscillator and just go back to like an hourly time frame. We had a trend-based fib extension level. And just to show the power of the trend-based fibs, you had this impulse retrace idea, and we meandered around the 1 level yesterday and basically made an intention down into the 1382, hesitated for a few hours, and then made that drop to the Hail Mary play of the 250 region, and now we're heading down to possibly the final leg at the 173 level of this impulse retrace idea. We completely negated this golden pocket region, so we're going to the deep retrace zone, perhaps 786 at 180 of that impulse out of here. And let's go back to the 30-second. Starting to get a cloud reclamation. What does it mean by cloud reclamation? Well, link is in the description for what we're using here, momentummaster.info for more. And you can scroll down to features and toggle all of the components except Optima, which is still being tested, which is built for Nasdaq right now. And this cloud reclamation is what you do when you retest the cloud and then send it fractal-like nature coming up here as we come up above the cloud here. We talk about this all the time with BTC, but it's the same with all assets. You come to the cloud and you retrace and you come back up to a region here. We had 7 time frames oversold with that little drop right there. So the exhaustion point and possible bounce might be something to see occur in some way, shape, or form. One-minute cloud is still meeting with resistance here. Got some Chaikin money flow divergence on the money flow at the 50 level. Let's see what's up with everyone. What's up, Wendy? Thanks for stopping in. Glad you could make it, both of you. Let's go back to the 𝗥𝗲𝗃 platform here and see what they're reclaiming here in this next 15 minutes. So you're getting a bunch of longs entering here to the tune of 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000 contracts or so in this little candle here in the wicks within. You had a previous 400 contracts taken out here. These are definitely longs by the looks of the blue here. So they're assessing whether they're getting enough liquidity to continue lower. If the shorts are, and how many, they can assess how many shorts entered here too. A lot of these sellers, these are some buyers here that bought into the drop. 271 contracts as we're dropping there. Not good look for that person. Same with all these bounces beneath the point of control here. You had a bunch of, not the point of control, the value area low. You had a bunch of 400 contracts there. Those were definitely longs. So all of those longs got liquidated down here. Do they still have more leg down to grab some more and use these guys as fuel to reach it? To the left of me here is the hourly candle of the previous fair value gap. In case you're just joining us, we're seeing how much of that fair value gap on the left they're recovering and how many contracts were in there. So that was a significant point at 208, which they recovered a lot of the liquidity there. And that's this candle analysis of the footprint chart of 𝗥𝗲𝗃. And so we can zoom out here on the hourly and take all of those contracts and put them back in their candle and see where we are right now. And basically we're recovering what's in this candle over here. And that is in essence what a fair value gap recovery is about. Visualized. They're recovering the liquidity in this candle here. And so they reassess the point of control and the value area low. Now let's go see what the value area high is up in the 326 region. And that reclaiming of the cloud showing on the 1 minute now too. Still no significant money stacking on the table just yet. And by that it is basically momentum. Thanks. Thank you, 𝗥𝗲𝗃. I am here to help. So we're reaching up into the 8-bar super trend level to knock out some of the stops and trap some longs perhaps. Is this over? Everything is bearish on the 16 and 32 brick Renko chart, so gotta wait for some trend shift to happen. It's already starting a little bit on the 8. Gotta see some fervor up to the Super Trend 3 and SMA 50 here. Oops. Turn off. Oh, we'll leave it on, whatever. This is Replikanto, by the way. Replikanto can link up your accounts in NinjaTrader. Link is also in the description for a 20% off code if you haven't done it already. That's the one reason I don't leave this running 100% of the time, because if I want to link up 𝗥𝗲𝗃, I need to disconnect the Rhythmic. Still need to figure that out. Got to make the time to figure that out. the next step is to update NinjaTrader, but I can't make the troubleshooting to work for that. So starting to, starting to make a push off that liquidation there. That 376 contracts was your low for the point there, and then now starting to make a little bit of a bounce off of that. Had I been set up a little bit sooner, it could have been that low-hanging fruit pick right there. Boop. And that was right there. 213 contracts off the table there about 15 minutes ago. Actually, that was 30 minutes ago, and then they meandered around after that. Why do these things have these little squares here? Well, this is something that you can add in the toss, and I'll show you what that is. I'll go under indicators here. These are called cluster searches, and you can type in the number of contracts you want for it to appear and then what color you want it to be. I have the yellow at 200 on this time frame, and then I have another cluster search which is 100 contracts, and that's the purple one. You can change this, so I have it changed here to 300 on the 15 minute, and I have it even higher on the hourly, so you can have these highlighted for you so you don't really need to look so carefully because the numbers can strain your eyes. And you can see it even when you're zoomed in like this, so you can see, ooh, what was that? And then you can look at what that actually was. Very interesting. And this is what cumulative volume delta is. If you look here, the delta is showing currently minus 100, as there's an imbalance to selling minus 100 contracts in this candle on the 2 minute, where there was previously plus 169. So you could just total up all of these, and that's plus 169 delta. In all of this selling and buying, there's plus 169. In all of this selling and buying, there's minus 129. So that's what delta. And the session one is minus 2K. So they're imbalanced to the selling of 2K contracts. And the volume tells you how many contracts traded in that candle. 566, 957. So there's 957 in this, 566 in this. I'm guessing. Yeah, the number of trades is here too. 868, 520. So they give you a fair amount of information to look at. Back to the point of control, and this could be the hook, and then they line sync them down to take these next bottom feeders out as they try to go liquidate some more below. Let's go ahead and put Momentum Master back on while we wait on that. So we came back to the cloud here. The cloud is thinning on the 1 minute. Something to note here. Do we get that kiss continuation idea off of it? Already failing the 30-second. Money's flying off the table, no stacking onto the table. That was just a drift of people closing out their shorts, perhaps. Getting the cross down of the baselines. What are the baselines? Well, they are your first sign of reversal. One of the few leading moving averages you will find in the market. Finger down on the 30-second, momentum not in your favor anymore as of a minute and a half, 3 minutes ago. Is the music alright today? I rebooted just before I streamed. I think I have to make a ritual of that. I hear it normally in my headphones, so personally I'd prefer to have music if I can. But if the music's distracting or too loud, I'm adjustable to the viewership, of course. So we got 10 more minutes till the open. And this just could be another leg down. As we approach the bottom of the candle and the impulse to the upside here, this is the 786 red line of that leftmost hourly impulse out to the top of the range here, in case you're wondering. And this white line is the bearish trend-based fib level number 2 that we outlined yesterday on the stream. So we went all the way down through all of those. Here's the Hail Mary 1618. And we're going down to the 2 level. We'll start assessing things as they get to this region, if they get there. Little high, the music volume is a little high. Let me adjust that. Thanks. Thank you. All right, configure wave link. Let's see. Where's the music level? Is this it? Test 1 2. So it's playing. That's my headphone. Oh no, I think I do it here actually. Stream Deck. Give me a second. Here. I'm playing this one. How about now? I just turned it down 3%. Still high? Is it all right? Hopefully. Thank you if you're just stopping on in. We're looking at the momentum here of this drop, this insane nice drop to the downside. We already ascertained, if you go back, that there was a large amount of contracts taken off the table. This is the previous candle to the left that they're recovering the liquidity on. This is the definition of fair value gap. So they got a few thousand contracts in that candle of buyers taken out. You see the majority of 376 they came back to, and then some buyers entered here to the tune of 1,000 contracts more, so they could use that liquidity as they go a bit lower to test if there's more to liquidate, some dollar cost average guys down below or not. So they could create this little consolidation range and possibly drop it lower based off of the hundreds of contracts entered at the point of control here at 203. This platform is also a link in the description. Free trial, 14 days, ATAS. Just need to register your email, that's it. Footprint charts, very interesting to study about the delta and stop guessing about where a potential liquidation event occurred. You can actually see it, like 213 cells right there. That is a liquidation. Here in a 15-minute candle, 376 right there. That was a liquidation, and then they shifted out. And here they go. As we were stating, they probably are going to hook, line, and sinker these 1,000 contracts of buyers that try to bottom feed here, and possibly see where that sell pool gets taken, that cluster gets taken out. Is the music volume better, Wendy? I turned it down by 3%. Not that that might make a difference that much, but so you had this previous bearish divergence on the oscillator optima here with the 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗃 money flow flowing out. This is a multi-time frame formula here. 5 time frames to factor here to make this oscillator. Looks simple, but it was not simple to make. Thankfully, I've already had experience making stuff like that, but still irritating to imagine how much time. So now you're getting do not enter long. The momentum has shifted to the downside. You could be getting a B, see you later down to that region to try to liquidate all of the longs that re-entered here to just test what they could possibly muster in terms of liquidations for a second hit, for a double bottom perhaps. Not in anything, so I don't really care where it goes actually. Just spitballing. Money flow is going beneath the RSI here. This disparity suggests something coming up, but it's not at a level I'd like. I'd like it down here with some bullish divergence. This was a good one. Had we gone live 10 minutes sooner, we would have been able to get everything set up, but I don't want to rush or pressure myself to enter anything. But that was a really good low-hanging fruit right here for the picking. Boop. From 188 up to 200. Rejecting off the adaptive and the cloud here. So this cloud is also getting bearish in tone. As you see here, the blue has left and it has shifted purple. So this is your bearish overtone kiss, the bearish kiss of the cloud on the 30-second here. If we hop on over to the Renkos here, let's close out minimize a toss real quick. We're seeing this hit to that range on the 8 bar, which was the super trend 2, and then now we're possibly coming back down for a continuation leg. The 32 is still bearish and has no reversal in sight just yet, just straight downside momentum, so you don't want to really trade against that just yet. Now coming back to a toss, let's see what type of contracts getting liquidated at the new value area low here at 183. So another 100 or so contracts taken out here.
Fatality.
I love looking at the liquidity, man. It's just fun. Momentum, liquidity, math. Those are the 3 tiers of trading. The confluence of the math lines up because the humans believe it to be, and the beauty we see of the 1-6-1-8 golden ratio, you know, formula embedded in landscapes and everything around us. And then the momentum precedes sometimes the move, so you can use the momentum to your advantage. Some more buys coming here. So we went all the way down to that low. So this is the previous, once again, the previous candle of the way up a few weeks ago. So we're looking at what are the contracts they're reclaiming within that candle that could possibly still be open. They're running out of steam with that candle, so the candle is majority reclaimed, the entire candle. So we're going to go look at what's next in the next candle over here. You have some 489 at 163. And we're getting some significant sells here. 200 contract pools here, 251, 200, that's 600 contracts at the value area low. A lot of buys stacking in too. These are definite buys. A lot of intention behind this. These are people getting liquidated, literally. 200. When it bursts like that, when you get a cluster like boom, that's like an instant liquidation. As you see sells enter, those look like shorts that are piling in for the move. When they come up here and more sells enter, those are shorts. So the value area low is being established right now because it keeps moving down as we go. Fascinating, really. So that 15-minute is closed, so we can juxtapose these sellers to the buyers that enter here now. Or that 2-minute is closed, rather. Oh, so we opened 2 minutes ago. That was the open. So let's go back to Momentum Master. So we got that C wave down to the 786 and beyond. We're at the 2 level of this bearish trend-based fib level. We're reaching the bottom of the oscillator zone. Seeing some massive bleed out here. And that bearish retest of the cloud. Let's see. That was a massive 300 contract liquidation right there at 164. As we enter the next candle, reclaiming to the left here. So here's where you could start seeing some possibility of some bounce potential. Let me see, where is that connection thing? We might go ahead and disconnect and reconnect our rhythmic over on NinjaTrader now, which means we'll lose this feed live, but it's all good. We can still update it. It just won't be as, it will be like this. We have to update each individual thing to see it. All right, so hide. And yeah, let's go ahead and make sure this is linked up. Connections, rhythmic. Okay, and let's just try this out for really quick. We'll take a little bounce-a-roo. Let's see what the bounce-a-roo can do. Is it going to continue higher? We're at that 2 level of the bearish trend-based fib. We did kind of reclaim some goodness. The liquidity grab of the pre-market people. Could keep going lower, of course. We're at the bottom. I like that money flow disparity on the RSI here on the 32nd here. Getting some money stacks back on the table with Optima here. The ABC did play out. And okay, cloud is still bearish, of course. Have to make it above it to shift it in any way, shape, or form, but the Optima is showing you these money stacking up here is being nice to watch in terms of monitoring the trade. Up 70 points, 80 points on this trade. This is linked live across 4 accounts right now. One peeled off on the table, stop into profit. That is a win. 105 ticks now. We're watching it come back on the 8 bar into these pools over here. You can see these pools laid out. It just reclaimed that one pool. Are we going to go up to the next pool here? The stop is adaptively trailing. It could knock us out here, and it will. Boom, we're flat. It secured like 70 ticks rather. One for one thus far. That's how you do it. Let's go back to 𝗥𝗲𝗃 and take a look at the contracts really quick. $200 entered there, 232. So that was possibly some shorts getting stopped out that bottom fished down here to open shorts into support. And that could also be a reason why they came back a little bit. So it was good that we had that adapting stop because they could come back and just test a little bit further. Let's go ahead and turn this. Let's get this re-updated. So they had that nice little liquidation. I like to see that liquidation, and that was my trigger for my entry on top of what I was seeing for a level that I liked. So that was a little quick tick, in and out like clockwork. Leave your exposure as little as possible is the name of the game for me. And we're back at the, where are we at? Back to 200. All right, so we're gonna close this out a little bit. And that's why, like, it keeps me flat. It keeps me sane because I took that, boom, like 100 ticks off, and then 2 contracts into profit at like 70, and then I'm just like zone. I don't care where it goes. I can just assess. I like this disparity on the money flow and the RSI. Saw the money stacking onto the table. It hit a level that I was projecting for a C wave. That was like a 786/2 level on the bearish trend-based fib. So yeah, I just took it. Didn't think twice. No thought required. So we're getting 6 time frames oversold as per the stochastic array on Momentum Master Ultimate. We're getting the possible shift off super trend here on the 16 bar. It now flipped to neutral. 8 bar now bullish. 13 bar, 32 bar already bearish, and could come back for a fury for a double bottom. So something to note, but we're getting a significant pull out here to this previous pause here 15 minutes prior to the open. Depending on how your stop was, you could just still be trailing this. Those ABCs. What's up, Komodo? Subi, what's up? Still very hot. Could be the track. Let me see. Stream Deck. Let's make it lucky 7. Yeah, I don't want to overpower your ears by any means, so I did notice that the other day when I was listening. I was like, that is a bit loud. So, down to 7%. So that was a nice little 𝗥𝗲𝗃. I think the total time on the trade was like 30 seconds or something. Reclaiming the weighted and the adaptive here, cloud shift on the, you had this kiss to the cloud on the 30-second about 2 minutes ago. This wick on the 1 minute. And they're just as quick as they came down, they're coming back out. So this 8-bar dip between the super trends and the trifecta idea, as Max likes to call it. Let's see what the same kind of dealio here with the cloud. Interesting. So that could have been the bottom for the day right there. They got a significant amount of contracts out with that leg down. So now retracing to clean up the mess they made with the shorts could be the next step. Very strong on the 8-bar. Let's go see what the 4 is looking like. Why is it not loading? Okay, there you go. So the 4-bar had that bounce off of the super trend, this SMA here, basically 2 minutes ago. That would have been a really good entry 2 minutes ago on the 4-bar. Four-bar kind of lags for some reason. You wouldn't expect lag to be so prevalent on a M1 Ultra, you know. I think it has to do with the platform of NinjaTrader. This weighted moving average had you at hello. It's like boop. But if they got the shorts on the run, they might not even let them get a breather. They might just rip it out because they want to ascertain the shift here. But you have the shift now. Officially, you shifted a little bit out in the microstructure here. You shifted, and then you pull back, and then you see if there's this continuation. Everyone has different terminology for it, but we always talk about you get above the cloud, you come back, you kiss the cloud, and then you continue. And then that continuation idea is where you kind of reassess what's going on. This would also be a fib retracement level, micro speaking. But we're just chilling. We want to wait for the hour candle close in about 15 minutes. See what it can give. Sometimes they give you that best entry just before the candle close too. So that scalp we just took could have been it. But I don't play shoulda, coulda, woulda-ism. I don't really care either way. If I miss it, I miss it. I ascertained a win. That is the most important thing. So we're coming up to a fib level here. That's what this little, this is the 706 of this impulse to the left of us on the higher time frame. So somebody's playing the fib levels, peeling off contracts here perhaps. How's everyone doing out there? 4 bar gets noisy when it's flying like this. Yeah, that's for sure. I can't even like scroll left. It's like, yeah, it like delays by, it feels like an old PC or something. So we're coming back to the 16 bar SMA. If this does flip and we pull it back here, you could find that continuation idea on this Renko strategy style thinking. It's also the 200 SMA on the 8 bar. If you come below the 200 region one last time, you've now reached the super trend of the 32. So you stopped out some of the 32 bar people. An official, and we saw that nice little liquidation event there too. That was interesting. Let's go back to confirm this guy here, right at the value area low, which they adjusted, but this 336 sell-off here on the 2-minute, which also coincided, of course, because it's the same candle, just put to a 15-minute chart here. So you had 336 on that wick on the 15-minute. And now we're over here, building some liquidity. There are some buyers, 451 and 510 buyers at the 225 region. Were those the stop shorts that were in profit slash ones that entered down at the bottom, or these new longs? So that's why it's going to pause to ascertain, like, wait a minute, if these are new longs, we don't want to pay them. So they try to scare them out and come back down to scare out those 277 buys, because I don't know if they're shorts covering or I don't know if they're long. So coming back down when you get this 257 contracts of buyers, it's like, great, is that, do we just liquidate some shorts here with these 200, 166, 256, 57, or was that something that we need to retrace for to scare and see what the sellers are? And then if they see sellers down here in a large contract of sellers, they can assume that they stopped out these guys and or locked in some shorts to grab, and that's your continuation idea. So it makes sense in the framework of liquidity too to have this retrace just a little bit down because of the buyers that entered here. Whether that's buy side liquidity that's been liquidated or not is yet to be seen. 451, 510, that's a large amount in the last 15 contracts. Let's go ahead and update the hourly just to be sure about that. So we can see there's 660 in total at the 225 region. 225 is 538, 660 at 224. So a large amount of buyers. Whip. And that's why we're retracing back down. So these buyers up here, they're trying to ascertain whether if you were long, then now you're going to experience a little bit of drawdown. And let's go see what's going on here. We'll update this once again. So now you start to see the sellers come off. Is that sellers from these buyers that came back here? Either way, if they're looking to continue, their mission is accomplished, scare out the buyers and or trap the sellers. With the more selling that they see, the better for a continuation. And you're getting some more buys here, which are definitely more contracts entering in. And this has only been a week looking at footprint charts. I'm still a noob. Don't take anything I say as advice or guidance. I'm still just talking out loud to myself. I do have a fair understanding of liquidity based on high block and stuff like that, so I understand the concepts about buy side and sell side very well, if I do say so myself. So we're coming back to the trifecta, if you will. It's also a trifecta on mine, as you see. You have the weighted average, the adaptive, and the cloud here, also acting in concert. Not really seeing the significant money stack on right yet. You do have the 1 minute cross down event of the baselines to contend with right now. Still got 8 minutes till the candle closes on the hourly. When the hourly candle closes, they have some contracts to juxtapose from the previous hour into the new hour, so they can say, okay, we got this data to work with, now let's just see how this compares. Like, they can go see what they can stop out with new contracts, new buys, new sells. So each hourly candle close brings with it a new opportunity to juxtapose stuff. So far we're failing the cloud on the 30-second, and the thinning nature of the 1 minute doesn't express volume just yet. Seeing the money fly away here. Breaking this here could have been a short idea from that point at 213 if you were riding the 32 idea of a double bottom. This could just be an ABC to take out 160 even. No guarantee that it bounces at all. Completely coming back to the 170 region of this little bar here. Perhaps perchance to dream. We're coming back into that 706 pocket. Giving it all back. Let's go see if what has liquidated real quick. So we had 101 liquidated, but we had some buys here, so new contracts entering. Those can fuel the journey to test lower too. You can definitely tell when a buy and when a long goes long, because nobody's short is getting liquidated here, so those are definitely longs. So those then become fuel, immediately indicating fuel to me. So if we just change that to deep, we just went into the 786 region. that previous impulse. We're coming to the 5-minute mark of the hourly close. Where does the algorithm take it? Dylan, yo, what's up? Zach, how you doing? Zach, Dylan, Komodo, thank you for stopping in, everyone. So rejection off the super trend, possibly coming down here for a double 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗁𝗲𝗍𝗍𝗁𝗍𝗐. 32 is the king size. So let's go ahead and load this real quick. $248 contracts right there. So if they can offset these buys with more sells, then they can be like, all right, well, whatever, we knocked out some of you guys, and then they can send it up at that point. Three minutes. Smurf in the house. Starting to get a cross-up potential, money stacking on the table. I'll take it. Do I want to do it going into the hourly close? What is the news play exactly? I don't even know what it is. I just know news equals catalyst. Disregard anything else. Let's see. Two minutes, less than minute 30. You know what? I'll test it. Let's just do it. It's just micros. We'll see. We will see, mon ami. And let's go see what is going on with this little candle here. So they stopped at 57. You're getting a lot of buy interest. Not liking that idea. Could be a trap. Yeah, when it's not connected, it eats a lot of time. I can't spend my time in this too much, especially if you're in the trade. It's like basically time suck. So we're gonna just close that out real quick. Oh, what do you know? Up 30 ticks. Trade number 2, 10 seconds. Baseline cross-up was what we were looking at. The price was above the baselines and they were getting really tight. We were getting kind of bullish divergence with the money stacking on with Optima here, and the bullish divergence on the 1 minute here on the money flow, this bullish divergence crystal. It still could poop the bed, we don't know. But hourly has closed and we had a projection going up here anyway, so hey, why not? I wasn't really thinking too much about it, that's the thing. Could be wrong. Either way, we're here for it. The algorithm's processing. Processing. Which side to grab? Where's the liquidity? Liquidity detectors on. Upside potential inbound. Want to go down and stop out this prick on his stream. But cannot muster momentum. The momentum of the baselines won't let me. What am I going to do? I can't liquidate him. Oh no. I'm gonna have to pay him. It all depends though. It depends how heavy people are creating dead weight here. Is there dead weight in the charts? Where are you, dead weight? Who is your daddy and what does he do? Sorry, I'm a bit random sometimes. Alright, so we have some sells entering here. Some people got stopped out, that's good. Stopped out or shorts, interesting. Not so many buyers. Some buyers back here, but they already expressed a little mini shift, so we'll see. We will see. Still going sideways. No real momentum. Oh. Off to the races. The racetracks. Uh-oh. It's coming for me. You're coming for me, boss. So wait a minute, the fair value gap was, let's reassess here. Let's just see if we're coachable to see if there's a thing that we're wrong on. Let me delete this really quick. So we're gonna go to the 2 minute. So there was a gap here. Did we reclaim that gap? Bearish trend-based fibs. Cloud is shifting in the downside fashion. They're looking to continue it. Baseline on the 2 minute, not holding. There is no shift here. Let me see. That was a complete recovery of that entire impulse out. I'm going to delete this. Too many lines here. It basically failed it. And we're failing this 786 level of the previous candle on the left. Baseline's now crossed down on the 30-second. Momentum, money flying away. It had that momentum fade just after the hourly close. Is there going to be an Undertaker event? Is this ABC going to provide an Undertaker move? The Undertaker. About to get stopped out here. Then it'll be one loss, one victory. But this will be overall more of a loss because the other two contracts were at 70 and the one was at 100 something. Could be providing the Undertaker here. Who knows? The shadow knows. Cross-up event. Bullish divergence. Higher low on the RSI, lower low on price action. I don't know. Getting a lot of sell-off wicks into each candle here. Rather than guess, let's see on this. So we had 226 contracts sell off there. So somewhere in the tune of wherever these contracts up here entered, they are starting to come back to the value area low 158 regions, getting some sellers sold off there. And they induced a little bit of a ABC down here. Bullish divergence, money stacking back up. If you're patient, that is one possibility to enter. I think we're now positive. Barely. Almost. So we're not above the cloud just yet, so we'd have to see, we would have, in order for this long to be like genuinely longer than just like a minuscule moment in time, it would have to come back above this and break this super trend on the 1 minute and then kind of retest off it and continue reclaiming that cloud. The cloud of the 𝗥𝗲𝗃 And when it can reclaim the cloud of the 𝗥𝗲𝗃, then it can do its business and make the little baby dragon that we want to see out of here. And getting this cross-up event on the 1 minute now. So this cross-up event is cascading. Bullish divergence locked in. We are seeing the bullish divergence. It doesn't lock in until you have like a little bit more pivot up. Needs to have the pivot. Key is the pivot for the formula, but you can still see it percolate in the moment. Also, the double bottom here on the 1 minute as we were making a lower low was a good little symbology. How's everyone doing out there? The cloud of the 𝗥𝗲𝗃. I was talking to my friend about that Highlander and stuff. Like they had like a in the 80s, they like to have sex scenes in action movies, right? They had like, they always showed like action people's butt while they're like doing their dirty business. And you're like, okay, why am I watching Jean-Claude Van Damme naked in Time Cop mess with his wife right now? It's a little bit, you know, the boomers in their action phase of their, you know, bustling careers had a little bit questionable like tastes in action movies. My dad took me to like Predator 2 with the drug dealer and the topless chicks getting covered in blood as the Predator skins them, and I'm like, I shouldn't be in this movie theater right now. I remember looking around seeing no children, but somehow my dad took me to that. Alright, so we're reaching up into the adaptive and the weighted here. Need to reclaim it. The trifecta, if you will, our own version of it. Every system has a way and truth and light of it, valid in its own regard. and you just got to trust the formula, trust the math, trust the momentum, and trust the liquidity. All right, so we should be up now. Whoa, we're up 100. Okay. Stop trailing in profit. Ascertained locked in 72 ticks. Can we get a more of an aggressive shift? Peel off another one. Yes. Now we just got the runner. All right. All right, all right, all right. Let's just take a screenshot of that real quick. Boop. Hey there, bub. Hey there, bub. And then we'll take the screenshot of this just for record-keeping purposes. Oh, look, the stop got hit on that. Okay, let's see. Oh, and so we hit the top. You know, and then I'm flat right now. I sold off into momentum. I did what you're supposed to do in trading, which is sell into strength. And then if it comes back, I can reassess. So if it comes back for the cloud kiss, which we're projecting here, and it comes back to the cloud and it kisses the cloud of the clan McClouds, then we could take it to again, maybe. But that was 162 ticks that gave, almost hit the stop, but that's why it was a little bit wider and not, it was a frugal position, so I wasn't really worried about it. We're at the top of the Keltner channel on the 32nd. The 1 minute still got legs to go. Could come up to the top of that range here. We will see, mon ami. So we're coming back on the 8 bar over here to the top of the range on the cleaned up noise reduced Renko. I like the Renko in terms of noise reduction, and I like these indicators that show these little highs so I don't have to guess. I can be like, hi there liquidity, hi, 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 and I can see where it's going. And I like that it shows you that if it's flat or bullish or whatnot. I mean, you don't really need paid indicators if you have all this stuff. This is pretty cool. For the Ninja Trader side of things, like the Obsidian, whatever. I mean, the bot is cool, I guess, but if you're gonna be monitoring it, you could just press the button yourself, I guess. That works too. So we're at the top of the high. We're gonna get that retrace that we're talking about, maybe come down to the 195 region, 196 super trend here on the 16 bar. Comes to my super trend here as well on the 32nd, which is also my trifecta. You got the weighted and the adaptive and the super trend and your cloud, which is looking healthy on the 32nd. The 1 minute cloud still indecisive, not really sure of what it wants to do. Longs are not in agreement to enter just yet. And this is what you do in the silver bullet time. Like if you missed that little bottom feeding venture that I took for the second time here for the victory, then you could have this opportunity here. Not financial advice, of course. This is all just entertainment. Yeah, when I'm not like, you know, trying to like, you know, align the tea leaves with Bitcoin, like I could just like, you know, shoot the shiz and not really worry about it, because I'm not trying to see 5 minutes from now. I'm just seeing as it is right now. And that doesn't really take much effort. You just say, okay, well, we did this, so are we gonna do that? I don't know. I'm just like trying, like chess. I used to play speed chess. Like I'd play 10-minute games, and then I'd like to win on time too. So I would be moving on your time. So I'd be thinking on your time. So I'm causing you to waste your time when you're thinking of your next move. I've already moved. So the speed, go deep and fast. That's my thing. Deep and fast, deep and fast, deep and fast. Deep and slow is just like, you know, you're like, that sounds weird now that I say that over again. deep and fast. I do like to go deep and fast too, in all regards. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. All right, so we're getting a cross down event of the baselines on the 32nd. The widening of these 1 minute ones shows that it still wants to rip though. You are reclaiming the weighted on the 1 minute. Hey Beavis, are we continuing to the upside? I'm not sure. So 219. So we got a lot of buyers here. That's a lot of either stopped shorts, and then you get some sellers. That could be somebody peeling off some contracts, maybe Dylan. 130 Dylan contracts there. And then we could be getting, yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, Dylan, this is a footprint chart. Link is in the description. Just register if you're interested. It's pretty seamless because you can like zoom in and you can get these alerts for clusters you decide called cluster search, and you can make these give you alerts when certain contract numbers enter. So there's 702 contracts that entered buy on that candle there in the previous hour. So that could be the stop shorts that they took the first time, and then they came back down to reconsider whether that was longs, and then now they're heading back up to that region. So this wick on the previous hour is this. You had these 1,000 contracts over there, so you see that 174 that opened up at 225. We are flat as a board, so we don't really care. It's going sideways now, inducing some liquidity at the point of control at 203. High. Resetting some of this. Money's flying away, but insinuating it comes down, but when it's not coming down and the cloud is going up, you are getting some potential strength here. Eight bar is divergent. Would love to see a little more 8 bar. PV, that's how the wavelengths pronounce yummy. Little suspect. A little sus. Fast and deep. Deep and fast. So the 8 bar is coming back to that, they broke both super trends coming to the 200, and the 200 is about, the 50 is about to cross the 200 here at 203. The flat 16 bar is not yet bullish. You could get this, you are getting the super trend kind of flat here, possible narrative shift out. You didn't really break like structure so much unless you break this 237 region. So if we come up here and then pull back, then this will obviously shift bullish. It's that time where the 32 bar could be getting that little shift into gray though. This is where you could take it. Let's see. You are getting some divergence on the MACD. Let me see. We're 2 for 3, so I don't want to basically just take it just yet. Getting that bounce off the 50, you get the money flow above the RSI here. No stack just yet. No stack just yet. but it's meeting with the projection standards. So far so good. So this is most likely coming to like a 382 level, in which case it would be bullish in nature if it rips out from there. And it is. So it doesn't always have to come back to the 0.5. It came back to the 382 and then it's ripping out from here, getting that stack money back on the table. And if we take this with a trend-based fib, you can do impulse, retrace, and then above the 236. First, let me make sure this is proper. Above 220, and then we're basically heading up to the 50s maybe. And this arrow already reflects that. You get that eye for it, I guess. And that's your little baby dragon. Little baby dragon. Oh, how cute. Anyone take that? Take that long? Anyone got still like 100 contracts in or anything? Yeah, that was a perfect one right there. That 8-bar trifecta off the super trend right here. This one. Boop. You had the 50 cross the 200 and it came back and pixel F the thing out to that region. I didn't FOMO because I already have 2 for 2, so I'm just chilling. I was considering hitting it. I don't know what held me back. The idea of like having a failure out of the 2 for 2 or whatever. Going into the range high here on the 32 bar and this still being pink. Something like that. Let's go back to Momentum Master, see what's happening. Getting a fake out breakout perhaps. Is this a double top? We are not holding the 236, so I'm going to delete this. Bullish projection not intact unless you can stay above 220. We'll just see if it holds. No, it's not. Still holding the super trend though on the 30-second. When you break this cloud, it's finito. Bro, if you're interested, could you sometimes try out the 92314 fib level? Interesting, seeing div. What type of div? Bearish? Oh yeah, you have the bearish div here. Look at this. So you got the higher high, and then you got the lower high. Bearish divvy. Same here on the 1 minute. I guess the pivots was too far back. It's a very tight formula, so if it goes back too far, it just, oh, there it goes, it printed. There you go. I wonder what took it so long to calculate or whatever. Maybe the angle of this or whatever. It should have done it back here though. Sometimes it does it earlier and sometimes not. It's like, I think it has to do with the amount of this change here too. Should have been tighter though. I'll look into the formula, but it's like, damn it, you couldn't predict it like 2 minutes before? Jeez. Jazz. Getting the cross down on the what's it called, the baselines here on the 1 minute. Getting money flying off the table. Fly away. Yes, bear. Yep, I figured. Yeah, I'll check it out, Dominique, the 92314 fib level. 92314. 92314, the 92 percentile. Essentially, consolidation looking here on the 16 is just kind of range bound within this structure here from 240 down to 160. The 32 is dragging it down for the most part. Let's go see what's trapping. What's trapping, bro? Yeah, so there's like a lot of buys that are entered. Like when this drops and you're seeing buys, those are definitely longs. So the longs then become this like, you know, too many people in an elevator just like dragging it down to the ground. So, you know, when I see like 400, 500, 600 contracts, enough with this purple cluster here, just like looks like it wants to continue down. Is going and stopping though, so they previously stopped out some of these guys up here. This sell is also possibly someone peeling off contracts. Congrats, Dylan. He took another 248 contracts out. I'm just joking, but like it's could be sellers too. So that's what you also, if I had this live, if I had a separate monitor over here with this, and then Rhythmic or something was connected that I could use. I can't connect to NinjaTrader with the Replikanto and this. That's my issue right now. So either I disconnect Rhythmic and use this to see it live, and then I can see this. I could have seen this large cluster here. But why would the sell? I guess they peeled out and then it dropped to here, I guess. And there you got another 116 contracts of sell side. Sell side. Take it to the sell side. We're at the 30-minute mark. So you're seeing in this 1 hour, this 15-minute candle with the wicks up here, the wicks display as these contracts to the downside. This is showing all the buyers and the sellers within that 15-minute candle here, the battle of the buyers and the sellers, if you will. Looks like you have more buyers up here, 486 to the 415 biggest seller pool. You do have a 283 seller pool up here and 189 buyers, so that buyer could have been trapped and be taken out here. And let's look at the hourly. I don't think you can see the numbers. I can see the numbers, but it's probably not big enough on your screen. I'd have to make it like that. But then you can't see the entire thing. You can kind of guess by the size of the bar though, right? Okay, so let's go back to the future. You gotta go back. It's not you, it's your kids. All right, so the cloud is shifting here on the 32nd. We saw this on Friday where we had like this bearish retest dump idea. You are getting a pretty obvious head and shoulders, which means it might rip. Long and right shoulders and all that fun stuff. Broke the super trend on the 32nd here. saying watch out. There you go. This was your bearish retest of the cloud, of the 𝗥𝗲𝗏 cross down event after the bearish divergence. And then we were talking about there was more buyer contracts up there in the upper half of the candle, which they're taking them for a ride now. You programmed it? What do I know? Is it supposed to calculate a little bit later, just not to repaint? No, it has to do with pivots. So it's looking at these pivots and these pivots. And so if this pivot angle is not pivotal, pardon the pun, then it won't lock in. So it has to have this angle at a thing that could be considered a pivot. So I guess this value was not angled enough to lock in until like 1, 2, 3, like a minute and a half late. But sometimes it locks in when it's not such a steep drop. I guess it resets more of this than the price action, and then you get this in advance. But I mean, you can still see div if you know div. One of the cool things about this is when you get to this overbought level, the 60 and above level, and then you go beneath it like that with the divergence, it's a pretty interesting thing. Conversely too, when you go below and you have into this oversold region and you come above it with divergence, it's pretty solid too, which is why we took that play here. I was nervous to short it for whatever reason. I'll get there. I'll get to the point where I could just pivot on a dime like that. Boom. So that was clear too on the 1 minute. Boom. Money flying away, flying away, flying away. Fly away, fly away, fly away. Let's see if we can catch like a significant so they did retrace back into this where is it? If we take this impulse, I don't know why I deleted it, but oh no, it was there. It's still there. So if we go back to the deep retrace, actually I think we're now in the golden pocket, so we'll do a pocket. Right now we're in the 0.66 region of this retrace of that drop there. Could see a little bit of a reaction here. I'll take it. Okay. And I'll keep it tight, actually. If it breaks this this level, then we'll basically like just not really take the golden pocket bounce idea. Focus on something specific.
Word. Phrase. Don't expect to land so quickly. Be patient.
Cross up on the 32nd. Off the golden pocket region of this impulse out of here. After inducement of liquidity, stop hunt rise perhaps. That's why we took it. Again, no thinking. I don't really think about it. I just see that it matched something that I've seen happen before. And sure enough, getting green dot now on the Optima saying momentum in your favor, needs to lock in to continue. If it locks in, and yeah, those things kind of play out, like this one had that before it dropped. Boom, green dot. That's also a multiple, all of the stuff in here is multiple time frame formula. It's kind of complicated to explain, but let's go see what it's doing. 60 ticks, 3 for 3 so far, but we're not counting our chickens till they hatch. I mean, technically I can move the stop up into here, but I'm gonna just let it do its thing. Because this is pretty nice, a pretty nice reaction. Pretty nice! Oh yes, daddy like. And now that's 134 ticks. Let's just do that again. Oops, I did it again. I captured the long. Got lost in the game. So it hit take profit 2. So we just put that there. And this one. All right. Oh, and it hit out the third one with the trailing stop. I mean, technically I could have just had a wider thing and just see what happens. Like, I mean, if you're doing one of those like 300, you want to see it come all the way back to here, and you have like this hopium plan for it and everything. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. I got like 300 ticks today without really having to go anywhere, just sideways chop. I mean, technically it could go higher from here. We could just throw a contract in with no stop and just see what happens. And we're already up for the day. If it just gives back a little bit, we already got some. We already got some. We just put the stop just to be sure. Stop limit here for 1. And then we just make sure that it's frugal, you know? Just let it run. That was a pretty nice rip. Reaction off the fibs. So the math is real, man. Like, so, once again, momentum, liquidity, and math. That's all it is. Boom. Like to see it. Reclaiming this 706 of the impulse to the far left on the hourly. If it reclaims this 706, we could be coming back out of the deep retrace that we took into those candles on the left. That burst out above the 706 is something that shows intentionality to possibly reclaim. The wideness angles of the baselines here and the cross up on the 1 minute. This could cascade, which is why we put a runner with no take profit to just see what's going on. We'll move it up manually as we go and reassess and possibly just close it. Figure why not? We're already 3 for 3. This is much better than yesterday. Yesterday I was having technical difficulties, which leaned into the all sorts of madness, which ended up with me having to make it all back off stream. But not good, because I broke my rules to do that. $90 drama ups. Boom. Any of you catch that off the golden pocket there? That was massive. It's another 100 from where I entered at the top of the range here. So that's like 200 in total. Actually, wait, what was that? This was, yeah, it was 129, and then I entered again, so it's like 200 ticks in total. It's pretty massive. So the 8 didn't give it to you because it went below all of this stuff and stopped out everyone looking at these. See, the funny thing about alpha decay is the more people that are going to use this system, the more like inducement that it has, so it doesn't play out, so you have to look at other stuff. So it's kind of like the irony of like induction. It's pretty cool. All right, and when you get to the top of this, it generally does chill out for a little bit, but it could chill out, create some bearish divergence, and rip the shorts new one as it continues too. So I'm not trying to like short it, I'm just seeing how high it goes. And then we'll like set the stop into a super trend level. So the super trend level is up here, so we can move this up to break even-ish, 24 ticks. And we'll just trail the super trend on the 16. There is this trailing stop loss formula within Momentum Master. If you want to see that, you could turn that on in A, and it will give you the number too. 15 to 11. It's a more frugal one, so you can put it between that region, between the super trend at 15,233. Depends on how long of a move you're trying to catch and what time frame you're in. You can also change it to be tighter. Depends on how good of a trader you are and what everything, but this trailing stop loss, you can change the ATR length or the ATR value, the times amount. Default is pretty frugal. Pretty decent. So we're 4 for 4. All right, that's a good like 400 ticks for today. I'm happy with the results of today. What about you guys? Good? Everyone good out there? No one shortened this, I hope. Good, good, good. I mean, I'm just the type to like lock in stuff though. Like I have to just put like 100, you know, or like 80 or something. Like I just can't forgive myself if it, even with one contract, if it comes back and takes out, like it doesn't give me 100 ticks at least. I just feel like, what are you doing, man? I mean, the whole eval game is about selling it off into momentum anyway, so kind of like hoping that it goes to a certain level. It's just like, that's a new thing for me, that if you get addicted to that, that's a very dangerous thing, because this type of thing does not always happen like in here. So what would you do in this case? You'd get stopped out a bunch of times, right? Waiting for this shift to happen. Meanwhile, I took, you know, 3 trades for 100 ticks within that because I was frugal. So locking in 100 ticks when it gives it to you is, you know, even more, really. Like a pullback after the shift here is kind of to be expected. So, and I'm not. The super trend on the 8 bar would be 258. So that would be just where my stop loss is at the 200. We can move it slightly lower. There we go. All right, so we're approaching the end of the hour here. 15 minutes to the end of the hour. You make one grab on the liquidity and you go to the other. It's just rinse and repeat. Another day in the office. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what we should do. Yeah, I can't get down with the like hopium path of it. I appreciate it, you know, like this whole like thing is beautiful, seeing 200 ticks, but then it's not beautiful when it gives it all back. Just like locking it in, and then repeat on a pullback is better. Like, cause we took that whole thing from here to there too. So this is actually 260, right? I just happened to close it so it doesn't look so clean, but you know, we got that proof right here. It was 120 up to that point and we entered thereafter. So it'll come back to the super trend, stop out some late longers, induce some shorts. Coming back to the draw up at the 310 might be something to think about though, coming up to this level. It's only one contract, so we'll just let that level stay where it's at. Market doesn't give a shit about targets, take the money. That's true. Is the volume all right on the music? No double volume and all that stuff? So here's where it starts to create like divergence and proceeds to get the dollar cost average shorts to get triggered, and then they keep fueling off the shorts. So we're going to take a look here. Oops. This song's pretty cool. So this hourly had where we're at currently on the hourly, in the last 15 minutes we had some push up and have some buy side liquidity grab to the tune of 339 contracts, and on the 15-minute, yeah, we had some sells here to the tune of 100, 200 contracts, 400 contracts up here. So somebody peeling off some ones. We had some 401 buy side enter, 200, 200. So these are some liquidated shorts slash late longers. If we look at the 2-minute here, last 6 minutes we had those just gonna post this to look at later for myself. Actually, I should just take a picture of the whole thing. I'm gonna do that instead. Basically. All right, so I can analyze this later, whether it goes up or down. I'm gonna look at like, okay, what did they do here? They surged up, they took some sell, peeled off some contracts. There's some sell here. That was people also possibly going short. Then they peel it back up to test that idea. And you're getting that momentum shift potential. Cross down event on the 1 minute. You had that 𝗥𝗲𝗍𝗂𝗍 money flow right up into the resistance here. Sounds great. Nice. All great. Booyah. So we're approaching the last 10 minutes. The move could still continue. It might not be over. They're essentially engineering somebody to enter. Which side is the question? I think it's adaptive. I don't think they have a target in mind. They just take whatever side has the majority. It just moves in the direction the majority are in. So it's like, all right, you guys think it's going up? All right, we're going down. Oh yeah, you guys think we're going down? Okay, we're going up. They just have a more reactive algorithm that can see all this and make decisions. Wait, what? Okay, hit my stop. Boom. So I hit that 200 level. And so we captured 100 ticks on that little experiment there. Wait a minute, let me close this back out. I think we're gonna shut off the rhythmic one so we can basically turn this DOM back on for you guys towards the end here. So give me a second, let me close this 𝗥𝗲𝗃 out. We're 4 for 4. Let's disconnect rhythmic and then go back to the 𝗥𝗲𝗃 platform. I talked to the people over at 𝗥𝗲𝗃. They're actually in the Ukraine right now. They're a Ukrainian-based charting platform. It's pretty cool. So, link in the description. You can register for a 14-day trial. Why is it not appearing on top here? It moved over, I guess. Wait, 15 moved over there. That's weird. All right, so we're gonna update everything. And we're giving it all back. I'm taking it back. This is my wish, my dreams, and I'm taking them back. I'm taking them all back. Quick, what's the movie reference? Hey, you guys. That's your only hint. Echo. Echo. Stop, Chunk. No. Ruth, baby, Ruth. I got all these weird things going on in my head at once. I gotta let them out. Gotta let it out. So you had a bunch of cells here. That was people peeling off. And then you had the, buyers getting trapped here. They had already hit the shorts here. So this was people buying into resistance here. So here's a clue. Clue number 1. So you already previously wicked up into here. So any contracts that were buy side were stopped out here, 170, 172. So this is a new buy from a long. And here's some more new buys. And so they're like, okay, we'll take you 200 contracts for a ride. And then you're getting people peeling off here. Are they shorts? They're like, we don't want too many shorts entering. So they just started like peeling off back into the buyers here. And then if you look at the cumulative delta here, we have delta number 786, 690, 829. So the delta started to get peaked out in terms of buying contracts being overly bought. And then when it reached here, it erased. So the delta was now neutralized. And then now you're getting negative delta. So I'm still just talking out loud. I have no idea what this means. I'm just learning as I go. But basically the delta absolved itself and reversed. And so when you see this absolving of the delta in this cluster here, this is a cluster of 200 cell contracts, people peeling out their their longs and resolving the delta, and now you're starting to come back in negative delta, and we're coming back to VWAP. And this is the 15-minute candle. So the 15-minute candle consolidates all those numbers, and you had 250, basically 500 contracts up at 275 on that previous 15-minute, or this current 15 minutes. And the previous 15 had already these buys, so these are new buys, and that's how they can juxtapose the buys with the, essentially with the old buys, and then they could say, aha, these aren't sells, this is not shorts, these are new longs, let's take it for a ride. And the hourly candle over here on the far left, 400 buy contracts here at 234. I really want to get this where it's doing this all the time. I quite like the way it moves with the music. It's kind of like one of those equalizers. It's a price equalizer. Literally and figuratively. It's equalizing the price. So you had these previous buys that they're coming back into to confirm, and that's where it trades for fair value, because they get to see and juxtapose who's who. So some longs entered here. All of the blues are basically longs. So they're just like taking the longs down, because as long as they keep this momentum going, every blue group is long, and that much they can be sure of. The sells, they don't know how many of them are short, so then they have to go up and stop some of them out as buys. And that's why price does irrational, seemingly irrational things. Got a bunch of sells there. And then when they get too many sells, then they go the other way. They're like, wait, are these shorts, or did we just liquidate a bunch of longs here beneath VWAP? All right, so let's go back here. Momentum Master, starting to get some and that do not enter thing happened all the way back here 10 minutes ago, and that had you at hello. True signals for the win. All right, ladies and gents, we're gonna wrap it up here as the hourly closes. So we go live for an hour and a half. Could get a retrace here. Let's see what this is. We got that bounce off that golden pocket. What is this? Is this an equilibrium? Looks like it's equilibrium. We're at equilibrium now for this impulse. Equilibrium. Yes, I am crazy, but it's good to be a little bit crazy sometimes. Do you know the movie? It's Goonies, by the way. You know, the guy with the messed up face and he's yelling into the cave, Echo! I gotta make an actual echo, hold on. Echo! Like that. Oh, my wife just yelled at me for being too loud. My room is soundproof, but it's not perfectly soundproof. I have a drum set behind me, so it's relatively soundproof. Sorry about that. You have hidden bullish here, by the way. Hidden bullish, hidden bullish, hidden bullish, hidden bullish. At the equilibrium. Equilibrium. Alright guys, that's it for me today. 4 for 4 today, much better than yesterday. All right, so thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same, bringing the fire, the accuracy, the precision, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.